Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and this is the second day of 78 days of tarot, and we are moving towards the Magician. I prepared quite 5 cards, but it's interesting because in these cards we can see two faces of Magician, and most often I look to the surrounding cards how to read the Magician, because to me, Magician can be like in Rider-Waite-Smith or Robert M. Place's Sevenfold Mystery Tarot deck, or like in Toth deck, Crowley's deck. This is Tabula Mundi, Colores Arcus. And as you can see here, the Magician seems to be like a master of conscious creation. This is Tarot Transformation. So, master of conscious creation, one face of the Magician. Magician is connected to Mercury, and it's the sound, it's the power of our voice, it's the magic of and power of spoken word, and how we can create our reality through what we think and what we communicate. And here this is really beautifully shown, like it's a cosmic DJ, mixing and playing with the elemental powers. He's the pentacle, there's sword, and all the elements. And he's called the Magus. There's Tree of Life here on the equipment. So it shows also how everything is connected and how we can really influence our life through our thinking and our speaking. Here Hermes, also the Mercury, all the elemental signs, and the Rider-Waite-Smith, this is Golden Rider, like the initiate, the kind of, he looks a little bit like a priest or somebody from like an order or occult society or something, and he's kind of like pointing up and down, as above so below, all the elemental powers dressed in white and red, so quite powerful colors, and also this initiating kind of gesture. So and then there is another side to the Magician, and that might be also seen in this one, because Hermes was the trickster. He was the only one who the only god who could travel anywhere and spread messages, and he was a messenger of gods, and messenger between the realms. But in Tarot de Marseille, in the traditional tarot, we kind of get another face to the Magician, more the trickster one, more somebody who is creating some form of illusion to lure us in, somebody who, yes, it's got a lot of skill, or it's practicing their skill, and they have all these instruments on the table, and they trying to lure the audience into believing what they have to show or what they have to say. So there is also this more spiritual side to the Magician, which you can use as this big eye. It's number one. It's, you standing tall and projecting your own vision, your own 4 elements onto the world, and creating from what you have been given, from your talents, and making it possible and making it kind of happen. It's the initial I I want to create, is the will to create. Or there's this trickster side, when you do have all these elemental powers swirling around you. This card comes from Tarot Masonic, so from Masonic Tarot, but you still have no face. This is like I just read it up for you from this Tarot Masonic book. So it just says that the general sense of this arcana is similar to that of the materia prima, or primary matter, for the alchemist. Rough material. So it's just the beginning, the initiation of the creation, which nevertheless carries in it the potential of gold. so that's the more pure. This is why it's logical to assimilate the magician to the uninitiated who comes to knock at the door of the temple, hoping to find there in the elements which will permit him to fructify his own potential qualities. So the four elements are present here, but the magician is shown here like a plant which will grow according to nature, and those calyx is ready to open out and bloom. This personage does not have a face, as his inner eye is still indifferent and does not exist by itself. The dominating green color is that which corresponds to the median wave of the chromatic spectre. It's the color of nature. It is also the first and the last of tints perceived by the human eye, which wakes up with life and which goes down with death. So that's very kind of on the higher level. But as we can see, each of the cards shows the elemental powers. And I always see the elements in us and in the magician card as our talent that we can use and consciously create with. So the magician is like this eye. And as I said, it can have two faces. This one comes from Serpent Fire Tarot, sorry. And this is the magician, and you know how we can create in a very powerful manner with the eye, or we can trick or be tricked by the eye. And I think the magician, often when it comes in a reading, it's encouraging you to use what you have and to make that step of manifesting it or willing it, or magically like focusing and willing it to become, to, you know, just manifest in the physical manner. But it's like just this idea, when it's connected to Mercury, it first has to be imagined for it to exist. The Master of Conscious Creation from the Tarot of Transformation, I really love it too, because this I love this spiraling energy, because everything is always in motion. So where you focus your energy, where you which kind of record you play, that will manifest. And I think magician, you can see magician on those two levels, like more of the trickster, Hermes, coyote aspect, where your mind can trick you, or when you know how to use the power of your thoughts and your speech, you can create magnificent works of art with it, and your life is a work of art. So that's how you can move on. I just want to see for this magician in the Serpent Fire Tarot, it's called the Elemental Alchemist, and it's about creative power and the mastery of self. And the mantra says, I channel my creative power for the benefit of all. But I think as number one, it often we can kind of take it back to ourselves and go with what really we as an I, what we will to birth, what we will to manifest. So there you go, magician. Thanks for watching. Bye.